2020. It's been a rough year so far. Been a very tough year for a lot of people. I think during our times in lockdown, we've had a chance to look at ourselves and see some truths about ourselves. And personally, I have seen a truth that I don't really like. Namely, that is when I decide to grade the back and sides of my hair by myself, with the mindset that if I screw it up, I can just shave it all off and it will grow back, and then I screw it up and shave it all off. It doesn't grow back anymore. Yes, the back and sides of my hair grow fine, but the top just can't keep up. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that means I will probably never be able to grow my hair out again. Never again will I be able to brush my fringe to one side. Never again will I feel my luscious locks running through my fingers. Sad times. Sad times. But I have a cunning plan, right? So instead I'm going to grow my beard out, because then I can just tell myself, my hair's not falling out, it's just sinking. Hey guys, welcome back, and today I wanted to talk about the change that's happened in my art style recently. If you been keeping track of me both on YouTube and on my Instagram and Facebook, you'll notice a stark change in the style of the pieces I've been putting up recently. So I've gone for a more illustrative stage, and I've kind of moved away from acrylic paintings, painting acrylic on canvas. So if you go back to probably about a year ago, I decided that I really wanted to go all in on the full-on space art, as I call it, paintings, which I'm probably going to be showing up on screen somewhere, hopefully. So paintings like this and this and this and this, and the idea was to do one thing to the 10th degree instead of 10 things to the first degree, which is what I'd been doing in the past. I've been kind of doing a bit of this and a bit of that, and not really focusing on one style as such, or one subject matter. The whole thing I wanted to do was to really focus in on getting these space scenes down and getting that look that I was always kind of striving for. And it started working. I was really happy with some of the end results, but I took a little break from it at the start of the year and came back to it, and what I found was it was becoming more and more difficult just to get myself motivated to do these paintings. It was the actual process itself was tedious to me, to be honest. But I carried on trying, and in the end, I think it was just because I wanted to redo the little intro that I have, which I still haven't. I still need to get around to doing that at some point. I want to redo the intro to my YouTube channel, because it's got this really dodgy animation at the start, which is kind of intentionally bad, but I want to do a better job of it. So to do that, I learned a little bit about illustration and animation, some of the basics, and I just got hooked on it. I just really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the way that I could just go from an idea to a sketch to a completely finished piece in a few hours, instead of spending days or weeks on a painting. It just fitted so much better within my lifestyle when I'm working. I'm working full time, so all the the arty stuff I do is at evenings and weekends, and this just worked a lot better for me. And I just enjoyed the process a lot more, and it made me realise, it kind of brought it into stark relief, like how important it was to enjoy the process of the art, not just enjoy the finished product. Because the paintings I was doing, they could take probably 10 to 15 hours of actual painting, And if you're not enjoying those 10 or 15 hours, the actual process, then it's a real chore. And this sort of made me realise that. So I had a choice. Do I continue with the acrylic paintings, trying to hone that skill further and go further down that line of work? Or do I change things up again against my own advice? Do I start to do something completely different again? And I, as much as I wanted to carry on again, doing one thing to the 10th degree instead of 10 things to the first, I decided that this more sort of illustrative style was something that I really needed to explore. So it was going to be all or nothing. So basically, I just stopped painting acrylic on canvas. I just stopped painting that altogether and just focused entirely on illustration for a while. And I also started using watercolours, not for the first time, but because I've tried using watercolours in the past a few times and didn't really get on with them, didn't really enjoy using them, didn't really, I found them tricky and difficult to use, but with a little practice and a little kind of getting used to them, I actually really enjoyed them now, and they're actually my go-to medium. I've even invested in some alcohol markers, but I prefer watercolors to them. Really, I think they just fit better with my the way I do things, and I found a new medium that I can lean on, which is a huge benefit. Now, a while ago, I did hear a piece of advice that was to draw a thing every day. Pick something and draw it every single day. So throughout August, I decided I was going to do a drawing every single day throughout August. And so you'll see all of these on my Instagram. I've posted up every single day throughout August. And it was a real. I can't recommend it enough to anybody. If you're kind of struggling, trying to find your thing, or you just want to get creative, get motivated with your creativity, just tell yourself you're going to do a drawing. It doesn't have to be a big drawing, or it doesn't have to be fancy or finished or particularly polished. Just a drawing that you are happy with, but every single day. And what you'll find is that a lot of days you won't really have any ideas, or you won't fancy it, or you're just not feeling particularly inspired, and that's where this advice to draw every day comes into its own, because basically you're forced into a situation where you just have to come up with something, and particularly if you're drawing the same thing every day. I mean, I was leaning on my characters, Keith and Ian, the lion and the giraffe, quite heavily throughout that time, because I could just start drawing a lion or start drawing a giraffe, and then put a hat on one of them, and then before I know it, I've got an idea for a drawing that I didn't have 10 minutes ago. The point of the advice of drawing a thing every day is that it's all about starting. As soon as you sit down and just start drawing, even if you're just drawing random shapes and just seeing what those shapes look like, and then just go from there. I mean, that's what I did a couple of times, was just draw some random shapes. Oh, that looks a bit like a thing. That looks a bit like a car. I'll just draw a car. And the most difficult thing about creativity is starting. But once you've made that start, ideas will flow, in theory. Anyway, so by the end of the month, I had kind of learnt a few important things by looking back on the drawings I'd done, and the sort of the habits I was getting into, the things that I came back to again and again. You can see the things that actually truly inspire you, and things that you're going to want to do time and time again. So, for example, I explored a few different styles throughout the month, But what I came back to again and again was the sort of extreme foreshortening. Really enjoyed playing around with that, and something I want to get better at. And the ones I did throughout August were okay, but I think there's room for improvement, definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with those. I like putting circles, like using a circle as a background, just kind of to contain most of the image. That I kind of like the way that looked, so I used that a few times. Also, conveniently makes it easy to turn those drawings into t-shirt designs, which so keep an eye out for that. And also, so I found I enjoyed a really kind of whimsical fantasy kind of feel to my art. And also, what I found a useful technique of drawing the foreground in sort of traditional, sort of physical medium, and then scanning that in and doing the background in digitally, which sort of, I don't know, is like when I want to do like a more kind of spacey, nebula kind of background. Yeah, it helps a lot if I was doing that digitally. And the last few drawings I've done, I've kind of done more sort of realistic looking images rather than the cartoony kind of, the Keefanian cartoon style drawings. So I'm not sure where I want to go from that point of view going forwards, whether I want to go more realistic or more cartoony, or a combination of both. Probably a combination of both, to be honest. Oh, and my astronaut, I drew that astronaut a few times as well, and I need a name for him. So ideas in the comments, please. If you've got an idea for a name for my astronaut, because I've got Keefany and the lion and a giraffe, but I don't have a name for my astronaut. So because I'm sure I will use him quite a few more times in the future. So plans for the future. I still want to. So the kind of the full-on space art that kind of started this whole journey when I was doing my paintings, my acrylic on canvas paintings. I want to still incorporate that into my artwork, but chances are that's going to be digitally more than traditional art. I want to really hone in on the like the basics of body proportions and poses and things like that. I think the poses that I've been, I like playing around with the foreshortening and the extreme poses and so on. But to do that effectively, I need a bit of a better understanding of anatomy. So I'm going to be working on that in the near future. And yeah, I definitely want to explore the kind of the more realistic look a little bit more. I don't think I did enough of that throughout August, so I want to do a bit more of that over the next month or so. And really explore that kind of look. My roots, my original roots in art are graphite drawings and pet portraits and family portraits and things like that I used to do for people. So I'd like to bring some of that back in. That would be cool. But guys, I have an exciting announcement to make. So my website is currently just focusing on the paintings that I've had for sale for a while. So just originals and prints of those. But in the near future, I will be relaunching my store. I'm going to be adding all of the drawings that I've been doing recently all throughout August. So prints, originals, t-shirts, maybe more. Will all be on there in the near future, but I'll keep you posted on that. And the thing I'm most excited about, it's a new product I'm working on, and I don't want to give too much away about it at the moment, but it's basically going to be a craft kit. It'll be aimed at anybody who just basically wants to have a go at illustration in a sort of a fun and really relaxing way. That is coming very near to fruition at the moment, and I'm excited to make a full announcement on that in the near future. I'll do a video showing off the product, and I'll do a full unboxing and sort of trial run of the kit for you guys to show you. But so keep an eye out for that. If you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. Obviously, ring that bell so you're notified when that video goes live. I think that's all I wanted to talk about, really, other than hope you're all doing well. If you like the video, make sure you give a thumbs up, and if you've got any ideas, comments or suggestions for future videos, then leave them in the comments below. I will definitely read them and respond to you. So yeah, other than that, that's me. That's it for me today. So but for me, that's all I've got time for. So until next time, cheerio.